For today's LEGO investing and collecting video, we'll be taking a look at the newly announced Super Mario theme in its entirety. Is it worth your investing and collecting dollars, or should you take a pass? Let's get into it. We're dealing with a brand new license here, Super Mario, and more importantly, a brand new collaboration between LEGO and Nintendo. This is exciting on a number of levels. These are two of the most beloved brands finally working together. I honestly never thought I would see the day when this happened, but here it is. This is the first wave of the first interactive sets of this nature and the first time Mario is getting the LEGO treatment. For all of these monumental firsts, I'm scoring this 10 out of 10 for license and theming. We're going to have to view minifigures a little differently for this series because we aren't getting traditional LEGO minifigs in any of these sets. I was definitely a little let down, like a lot of the community, when I found this out, but I've come around to appreciating what we're getting here. Mario is definitely the standout figure. All the engineering that went into him is pretty astounding, and I can't wait to try him out for myself. The other characters are definitely not as cool looking and are a little blocky, especially Bowser. I mean, like, what happened there? But one huge plus is that every minifigure appearing here seems to be printed, and that's something they could have easily screwed up. For a final score of minifigures, I'm going with 7 out of 10. Mario is great, but the lack of traditional minifigures is definitely a negative. Let's talk about the sets themselves. Beyond the cool interactions that Mario can have with various elements within each set, I have to say I'm a little underwhelmed with what we're getting. Again, I'm very pleased that everything appears to be printed, from Bowser flags to the coin blocks and everything in between, but I would have much preferred a legitimate Bowser castle than the rough outline that we're getting. The idea of modular level creation is cool and novel, but these sets feel a little sparse and incomplete. Maybe I'll feel different once I get them in my hand, but for now I'm giving these sets a 6 out of 10. As of this recording, the starter kit pre-order is already sold out on LEGO.com. With all the special production that I'm sure is required to make that Mario figure, and Nintendo's notorious scarcity issues, not to mention COVID-19 interrupting supply chains worldwide, I wouldn't be surprised if these sets are difficult to come by. This is more of an assumption, but I'm giving this series an 8 out of 10 on scarcity. These are some of the most made-for-kids sets I've ever seen from LEGO. The whole premise seems to center around interactive play at the expense of polish. That's a really great sign for me that adults will pass on these and kids will clamor for them. And for that reason, I'm giving these a 10 out of 10 when it comes to made for kids. Everything I've mentioned so far can apply to the entire series, but it's worth talking about each set for a second. The starter set, 71360, Adventures with Mario, is going to be the most iconic of the entire series. It is featured in all the promotions, it comes with the new Mario figure, and it's sure to be the most memorable and sought after once it retires. Bowser's Castle is the largest set in the wave, coming in at $100 or €100, and I like it because I'm sure it will be too expensive for a lot of people, especially a lot of kids, to acquire, which will make it scarce in the aftermarket. The Piranha Plant Powerslide expansion set is one of the ones that I'm least excited about. Priced at $30 or €30, I think it's way too overpriced for what you get. If there was one to skip, I'd say this is it. Lastly, and what is sure to be the white whale for many collectors, Monty Mole and Super Mushroom expansion set. This thing is only available when you pre-order on LEGO.com, and as I just mentioned above, the pre-orders sold out in just a few hours. I'm holding out hope that this will be more widely available later on, otherwise I could see the set reaching outrageous prices on the aftermarket. There's also a small promotional set from other retailers that I believe is just a polybag, so polybag collectors should definitely grab it, but there's nothing included in here that doesn't come in other sets, so I would pass on it if you're just a regular collector or investor. After tallying up all the scores from each round, the LEGO Super Mario series as a whole gets a final score of 8.2 out of 10. I would classify anything 7 or above as a solid investment, so my recommendation is definitely to pick up the sets that speak to you personally. Remember that this is not professional investing advice, all investing involves risk, and you are solely responsible for that risk. Happy investing and collecting, and I'll see you all next time.